Hey everybody, what I'm doing today is I'm just going to throw a couple skids together. I got some barkless oak I split up I want to put on skids. Last year I had an abundance of wood, so I dumped piles here there. I just don't like dealing with it twice, so I'm going to try to just throw skids like this together. This is all scrap stuff, you know. These are old skids I had. They look bad, but they're actually oak, so they're pretty good shape still. So this made a pretty rugged carrier. I can't see buying the water totes like everybody's buying for 100, 125 bucks a piece. And 2 years down the road, a couple of my buddies bought them, put their personal firewood in, but they even said after 2 years they start coming unwelded, so unless you know someone that welds aluminum. So for 100 to 100, around here they're going for like 125 bucks right now. They were 100 for a long time, but that's a lot of money to have in something, and I want something I can reuse. I'm pretty sure I can get in here. This is a skid that can go on either side with the forks. I'd like to be able to get this so that I can put it on my forks, maybe put a strap on it and tip it so that the wood dumps into a dump truck if you're not selling it on this pallet. Then I can reuse it more than once too. I think I got like 15 minutes into doing this. One piece of strapping, which was like $2. So I just think this is a better way to go. I just wanted to show this real quick. Found skids the other day. I'm going to go back and get maybe today. I'm going to wait till we're going that way. Even my personal vehicle's a pickup truck, so next time I see skids that are in real good shape that are oak, I'm going to grab them. Specialty woods like the barkless oak I think is a good idea to put on here. Sometimes people want just a certain type of wood. I got a lot of birch this year because we had a lot of tree damage from the snowstorms we were getting, so I'm going to try to put just birch on some of these. I also got a lot of birch. It's going to be small round wood. I'm not even going to bother splitting it, but it's abundance of it I'm going to have because all these small, trees bent over. I'm going to cut them up. I just can't see wasting it, burning it, shipping it, whatever. I have a couple guys that have outside wood boilers. They'll take about anything from me. I had one guy last year that wanted, I did a bunch of oak on the sawmill. He wanted all my oak slabs. He just said, he goes, it's a good overnight for him in his stove. So it's something I'd just soon do something like that with it than ship it. But I figured I'd show that this morning. I want to show what I just did. This super split has a roller bearing right here. What happens, no matter what you use for product, I use a mixture of silicone and WD-40. Silicone seems to work the best, but every once in a while I keep carbon choke cleaner, just a cheap can, but that will get caked up, especially on a damp day. It seems to only do it on, like today it's kind of like a misting type rain, so it's doing it. Normally it stays lubricated, but it's kind of cool and damp today, so it turns into almost like a grease. So you just spray, you get a close-up of it. That right there is probably the biggest downfall to these. I mean, I don't know how many cords of wood I put through this, and nothing's ever worn because I keep an eye on it, but like I said, you can see that gets caked up. But that will be about the only thing on there that fails. Just getting this birch out of the way. I just want to show you where we're at, and I'm going to skid it, keep this birch separate. All right, we're getting somewhat to the bottom of that birch, and then I got to bring some more. I'm probably actually going to go get another cord or so off the road today, but I just wanted to show where we're at with it. And the skid over there, that's basically a third of a cord. So I think I'm going to drop a little piece of plastic on the top. I got one of those strapping machines with the plastic strap, and I think I'm going to run a couple straps around it, put plastic over the top, and that way the air can still get to it. And I'm anxious to see this fall if this is ready to sell. I've got enough woods cut from last year and stuff for my normal customers, but I wanted to see if this is ready to sell. Basically, if it gets down to 17 to 20% moisture, I'm good with it. We got through that pile of birch, that first pile I brought home. Ended up with 2 third cord skids, I probably had a cord there because we hauled some down the other to the greenhouse and stuff. We got a couple pieces left, but like I said, we got to bring in a lot more this week, and I think I'm going to skid it all on skids instead of stacking it and mixing it. I bring home a lot. I go clean up lots with new houses, and a lot of times the contractor that did their lot will leave big chunks of these, you know, like this, exactly what I'm talking about, these big chunks, short. I might even split them up and start selling it as, you know, to have it as camp firewood. I think if you split it up, I don't even see why people wouldn't burn that in their outside boilers they have now. You're not worried about a chimney fire when your chimney's 4 feet and it's steel. Most people clean them every few weeks anyways. I know if I had one, I'd burn anything. I want to show the end results with that birch and birch that I split up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep using these skids. I just don't think those totes are worth it. Sometimes I think the totes would be nice. You strap them to the tractor and then you could go up to a dump truck and dump what you'd know was 1/3 of a cord. I think I can do the same thing with these skids if I use newer ones. These are some skids I had around for a few years. They're kind of on their way out anyways, but I'm basically taking scraps that I had around, making them so they'll hold 1/3 of a cord. Only thing new is I had some of this strapping from another job left over, but other than that I'm using just a few screws and scraps. The top is something we had left over from jobs I threw over the top, but I had bought this tool here, I don't know, for a job, I'm going to say 3 or 4 years ago, and I bought a roll of this stuff. I wanted to say it was supposed to be like 200 or 300 feet. It came in, I ended up getting like, I think 3,600 foot roll of that. It was like bigger than the box, did all the tools. Then it comes with a clip like that, you slide them through. But I think I'm just as a precaution, because these skids are old, even though I screwed this piece of strapping in, I think that will kind of hold the skids together. This one here, I even ran one over the top because I think this would be a good tool for someone to get if you were going to store your wood this way. I've looked into the bags that people use, and they're pretty pricey. At least the ones I found. I had some people, oh, you only pay like 15 bucks. The ones I'm finding, they're like 26 bucks a bag. I think that's kind of pricey. But I do have, like when I'm on a job site, sometimes someone will ask me about firewood. If I'm going to be there with a piece of equipment anyways, I can unload it. So I could throw one of these on or 2 of them in the morning if it's a 2 or 3 day job. But I think I'm going to try skidding some of it up this year and see how it goes, see if it's something I can get rid of. I think there's more money selling specialty wood, like the barkless oak I got. I've actually had people ask me if I would sell it 1/3 of a cord, because it is a little more pricey than normal wood, but it's a good all-night wood. So I had 2 or 3 people ask me, hey, well, do you do 1/3 or half a cord? If I had it on a skid, it'd be easier. That way I kind of know what I got sitting there too. Like when one of these skids is 1/3 of a cord, I know that, so I could sell it as that. So we'll see. It's something I'm going to play around with. But these here, when they break, you throw them away. And I'm going to be building some more of these out of new skids. All right, thanks for watching. I think that's going to probably complete this video. But I wanted to show, if some people got suggestions too, please say something in the comment section.